For this assignment, you're going to be creating a Photoshop composite image made out of 3 separate images. So I've put some of the specs here, but really you just need to watch this and work along with me or write down the steps. So we'll just go ahead and get started. First thing you need to do is download the images for the assignment. You see the link there on the assignment page. When you do, it'll open up a new window for a Dropbox, and there are the 3 images. You can either click this download at the top and hit direct download. That will download, as you can see, a composite images zip or compressed folder. If you're familiar with using those, do that. It's an easy way to get them all at one time. If not, you can just click an image. You don't have to sign up or anything. It's just always doing that. Then you click download, and it will download the individual image. Well, you have to direct download there, sorry. And then it'll save the specific image. This is called greatlakes.jpg. And you'll just hit save. Don't hit open because it'll just open in preview. Hit save and then navigate to where you wanted to save it, or if it just automatically saves, it'll probably save to your download folder. So you just need to know wherever your images have downloaded. Mine are on the desktop in a folder that I created called Composite Images. So we're going to open Photoshop and go ahead and get started. You may have a screen that looks like this, and you can just hit Create New, or you can go up to File, New, and we're going to choose a print document because we're going to do this at a high resolution and then resize it down for as a digital ad that might go on social media, something like that, or put on a web page or a blog. So we're going to choose our own size, and we're going to do 5.5. We want to make sure we're in inches, not pixels or centimeters or anything else. 5.5 inches by 7 inches at 300 pixels per inch. Okay, and RGB color. RGB is the color of the web, the color of computer monitors and projectors, so that's what we want to create it in. If it were for print, we'd be doing CMYK. We want to hit create. That will open up the artboard for us to create on. As you can see, I've got my layers palette open. If yours isn't open, you'll need to click on the panels on the right and open your layers panel, or go up to window and click layers, or hit F7 on your keyboard and you'll get that. All right, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to place the background image on top of this background artboard. So I'm going to say File, Place Embedded. And embedded just means it's going to be actually in the image, not just linked to the image. And I'm going to pick Winter Blur, and I'm going to hit Place, and it's going to place my image into the artboard. All I have to do is go up here and click the check mark on the Options panel to commit that to the layer. Now you can see Winter Blur layer and a regular background. We won't be doing anything on the background, but it can stay there. So here's the Winter Blur. Next, we're going to put on the bottles of the product from the consumer, or the client. So I'm going to go, instead of embedding them or placing them because they're on a white background, I'm going to open them, File, Open, and I'm going to pick the Great Lakes bottles. Okay, you learned in some of the videos and some of the getting to know Photoshop that a quick way to select things is using what we call the magic wand tool. All right, it's located here. It's about the 4th tool down on your tool panel. If you hold down on it, it may be already on the quick selection tool, which looks like this, like a brush with a circle. But if you'll hold down, you can get the magic wand. You want the magic wand tool for this. It's the quickest, easiest way to select these bottles. And you're just going to come out here and click right on the white. And what the Magic Wand tool does, it selects a white pixel and all the other white pixels around it. And because this little checkbox is ticked up here at the top, says contiguous, it will pick all white pixels that touch each other, not just that are on the screen. So we want just the ones that are touching each other, so contiguous. So, but now we have the white selected, not the background. So we want the bottles, not the background. So you can see the little marching ants are around the white. We want to go to select inverse. Now, as you can see, the marching ants have moved just to around the bottles. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is copy that, edit, copy. I'm using the options up here on the menu. They're keyboard shortcuts. You can just do Control or Command C. That copies it to the clipboard. Now we're actually done with this. We've copied it into our clipboard. We can shut that image and we're back on our ad. We can paste this, file, paste, edit, paste, or Control or Command V if you want to use your keyboard. Then they're too large for the ad, so we're going to edit, free transform them. It's going to put you some handles around this that you can grab the corner and resize these down to something that you feel like fits within the ad, because you've got some type that'll be at the top and a logo at the bottom. Then again, you'll just commit that to the layer by clicking the checkbox. You can also just hit enter or return. Now, these bottles are kind of dark and they're not very separated from the background, so we're going to use something in the layers panel at the very bottom. It says effects, FX. We're going to do an outer glow. All right, I'm going to pull that panel over here so you can see it. I want that panel of that glow to be white. So I'm going to say white. Okay. And you can see that glows around the bottle. Well, we can control how much we see it. We can control the size and the spread of it. I just want a little bit just to kind of make it look like they're not part of the background, that they're off. They're setting off of it just a little bit. So you can kind of see what my settings are. If you want to copy that, that's fine. If not, you can do whatever you feel like works good for you. All right. Next, we're going to place the logo. So we're going to File, Place Embedded. We're going to choose the logo. There it is. It's a little bit large, so it's already selected. So we're going to just hold down on, if we hold down Alt, it will stay in the center, but you can always put it back in the center if you do. You don't hold down Shift or anything. Photoshop constrains the proportions for you, so we're going to do that and click the checkbox and apply it to there. I'm going to zoom in a little bit using the keyboard shortcut for zoom. Now what this logo, we don't want to see this black. Now we could spend some time in other programs or even in Photoshop to remove that black, but there's an easier way to do that. If we have the Great Lakes logo layer selected, you can go up here to this little option that says normal, and this is a blending mode. So you can click it, and if you walk through these, you can see what happens as you do. So you can either see just the black, or if you come down these to lighten, you can start seeing just the light and it hides the black parts. So lighten looks good, screen looks good, color dodge, a lot of those. Lighter color, it's not bad. Either one of these could work. So I'm just going to go ahead with screen for this demo. And then the last thing is we need to come up here and use the type tool we need to use a typeface that is just a sans serif, bold typeface. So I'm going to pick something that probably all of us have on our computers, which is Arial, and I'm going to use Arial Black. And I'm just going to type out here, and I'm going to say, all caps, which Great Lakes seasonal are you? Question mark. Now obviously it's too big. It's the wrong color. So I can do edit, free transform. And I can grab the corners and I can bring that in to where I feel like it's about the size I want for my ad. This will be fine. As you can see, a little guide shows up when you're in the center. Now, these are the wrong color, so I'm going to click the little color box with the type tool still selected. I'm going to click the little color box, and I'm going to change it to white. And I'm going to say OK. All right, so now we've got our type layer, we've got our bottles and our logo all on separate layers. Now we're going to resize this. Now if you wanted to save this for a print ad, you would save it out as a Photoshop document. You'd be able to come back and edit in case you needed to change the type or something. But for this, we're going to just go ahead and resize it now. So I'm going to go to image size, and I want to change it to 800 pixels. Make sure you're in pixels, not inches. 800 pixels wide. Photoshop will choose the height for you. Resolution does not matter because you're specifying pixels. Say OK, and you'll see that it makes it much smaller. Now you're going to go and save it. Save as a JPEG image. JPEG. There are a couple of different ones, so be sure you just pick a JPEG. And then we're just going to call it Mike Brown Composite. If I can spell it correctly there. I'm going to hit save. Now when it does that, it's going to give me this JPEG options. You're going to choose a level 8. We're going to talk more about this later, but a level 8 is pretty good for web. Level 10 is print quality, but you can choose these and it makes the document different sizes. As you can see here, if I go to maximum, it's 533 kilobytes. If I go down to 9 or 8, now I'm at 186, so I've reduced it less than half in its size. And on the web, that matters as it tries to load. So I'm going to hit OK, and I'm going to shut this. I'm not going to save it. And if I reopen the ad, you'll be able to see that no longer does it have the layers. It's just one image. So that's the image that you're going to come to your assignment link, and you will add it here under Browse My Computer. You'll just click it, go to the composite, click Mike Brown Composite, and upload it by hitting submit. All right. Hopefully that's easy to follow.